Hey guys, and welcome back for part 4 of Let's Play Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition. Here with Rob,
Hello.
once again, and we are just about to meet Angela. And something's about to be revealed about Angela's past that I want to get the shotgun out for.
Yeah.
And look, it's really cool, so that newspaper article, as you get towards her room, it's like proper pasted everywhere, all over the doors and that. And it's almost like a hint that that's like to support the fact that article's about her. So yeah, it's like, I'd say hinted at, but it's pretty obvious. But like, it's shown here with that abstract daddy creature that it's supposed to be two figures lying on top of each other on a bed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's like almost hinting that it's like that's the representation of her dad and her as like a victim, like under him or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But it's proper dark, and those holes with the things going in and out of them on the walls.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's you can kind of guess what that is. Oh fuck.
So where's your head going? That's what I want to know. It's like...
Oh fuck! No.
I suppose you just run to every like corner.
Well, that's what I was going to say as well. I think I mentioned it before, but a lot of the boss fights are in really claustrophobic rooms, and it really adds to the tension of being like, because you feel like proper trapped.
Are you okay?
I would have had that TV to play this on.
Yeah, right.
Angela, relax.
Don't order me around!
I'm not trying to order you.
So what do you want then? Oh, I see. You're trying to be nice to me, right? I know what you're up to. It's always the same. You're only after one thing.
No, that's not true at all.
You don't have to lie. Go ahead and say it. Or you could just force me. Beat me up like he always did.
Like you're not all that, love.
Anyway, you disgusting pig.
Angela,
Don't touch me! You make me sick. You said your wife Mary was dead, right?
yes, she was ill.
Liar! I know about you. You didn't want her around anymore. You probably found someone else.
Bitch. Just like saves her life
Ridiculous.
from like the fucking or anal rape monster. Like, oh, but that's all you get. So that's the other thing. It's like,
Yeah.
so a lot of this is like supposed to be the like manifestation of his.
But it's a mixture. It's a mixture of all their nightmares.
Yeah, so that's the odd thing. It's like so their nightmares like combine.
Yeah, so basically it's his nightmare up until the point he meets Angela's monsters, and then Eddie's kind of thing is like the dead bodies he leaves that represent James and stuff. So it's almost like there's quite a few different different ways of looking at it. But in this, the nightmare is punishing all three characters and making them. Obviously, her thing is that she's killed her dad and she's on the run. Him is his wife and everything, and Eddie's is that he's on the run because he shot someone. So it's basically the town has called them all here to face themselves, and that's now the town is punishing them because that's what represents her. Like that's to do with her dad.
So I wonder if in some way if the other two would have ever been able to like absolve themselves or like come to terms with it.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the town almost uses James to punish Eddie because you kill Eddie.
Yeah.
And Angela just kind of wanders off, and you don't really know what happens to Angela. Okay, so crime of arson. Basically, so all this is you have to read all their kind of crimes, and then when you get to the next route, so it's like kidnapping, murder, theft,
arson,
all that stuff. But I think it's the arson or kidnapping one, which are the ones that are the ones you need. So what one's kidnapping? So that's arson. That one in the middle.
Yeah.
Thievery. What's kidnap? What's that? Murder.
Well, that one's kidnap. Right.
Counterfeiting.
So it's this one.
Yeah, so
Okay.
kidnap, so that one and the one in the middle.
Okay.
And essentially what it is, you have to go to another room and you have to let loose the one that was innocent, and then that drops a key for you. So you get a thing here that says, dead men swinging in a tree, how many dead men do you see? Tongue turned blue and face gone grey, watch them as they twist and sway. The first one killed the butcher man, they cooked him in the frying pan, served him to his hungry guests and gave them seconds on request. The next one, with his smiling sweet, stole poor children off the streets. To men who dressed unsavoury, he sold them into slavery. Bleaking into a home at night, the thief he had a nasty fright, filled his foolish head with ale, woke in the morning the county jail. The artist with his daunting skills tried his hands at painting bills, but caught in the rain he was undone when the ink he used did start to run. With promises of great return, taking gold he did not earn, bundled it up out of sight, quietly slipped off into the night. So this might be it. 3 houses into Ashburn, the sheriff with no place to turn did spy a stranger to his town, locked him up and beat him down. So it's essentially saying that's the only one there's no hard evidence against. So essentially what it is, it's saying that the arsonist is the innocent one. So the kidnapping one was that, and this was the arsonist. So if we pull this down, and look, this is quite cool. I've always think this. When he pulls it down, he kind of almost goes off on his tiptoes, like he wants to put his head through it.
Yeah, like he's about to use it.
Yeah, look. But it's almost like there's something in him that wants to punish himself.
Yeah.
And it's because of that, and that's kind of all hinted at, like maybe he wants to kill himself or something. And it's kind of like that kind of hints at that.
Well, and that really, like, if there was one overriding theme, I suppose, for this game, it's like punishment.
Yeah.
It's that. You know, like, I mean, like, we sport enough, so I'll just say it, but the fact that he killed his wife.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not only that, it's the fact that he lusted over other, like, women because of, like, her being ill for so long, you know.
Yeah, and
he wanted her to not be like that, and he felt guilty about that.
Yeah, he just felt that she was a burden, and he kind of wanted his life back. You hear him talk about it in the fight, in the kind of, like, the final scene where they're together and stuff, where it shows them.
But that's quite heavy, because the thing is, like, you know...
And this is where you see Maria dead for a second time. And again, it's almost like Mary being on her deathbed.
Maria? Maria? Maria, no. What happened to you? Why? Why?
I kind of tried to look at the tattoo.
Well, the thing is, I'm going off a comment I saw someone talk about on a stream.
It looks the same from here.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's actually true, but I'm
it'd be
really interested to see if it changes.
Because that's such a subtle change as well.
And look, because he's like sitting next to the dead body, it's almost like he's almost remembering about Mary, and he's almost like questioning it, and he's like, "Are you actually here?" Or it's almost like he's like nearly getting the message.
Yeah.
But not just yet.
I mean, it's a proper heavy game in the sense that, like, a lot of those things are not wrong emotions to have for his situation. I mean, I think,
yeah.
like if anyone was in his situation, you would feel those things and instantly feel bad about even like, or for feeling those things.
And look, this is like proper dark as well. I've always thought this was like such a cool like area.
Yeah, like
you just randomly come out in like a graveyard, and if you like read some of the things that you see, like a grave of like Walter Sullivan and stuff, who's like he's like who's in the 4th game and stuff. And the cool thing is, like, you get the 3 graves for you. So that's your grave. You get one for Angela and one for Eddie.
Oh.
And it's almost like the town being like, you 3 need to be punished for your kind of sins. And it's really cool because it's like their 2 are almost like shallow, and yours are like you can go in it. And it's proper like a.
So I mean, like, I wonder if like Silent Hill, I don't know, the Force or whatever is there feeds off the souls of like people in a sense.
Well, there is stuff that's not exact, and kind of you can interpret your own thing, but there are definite answers you can take away. But there are also things that you can be like, you know, that's subjective, that's how you feel, and that's how, you know, if you want to see it that way, that's perfectly fine and stuff. And this is where we like Eddie's like proper lost it here. And again, look, see the way he's staring at the body?
Yeah.
People say it's a Full Metal Jacket reference, where you know when they walk in on
like,
Kyle and he's just over that body and he's just like proper
doing a weird smile,
yeah.
Fat, disgusting piece of shit.
And I love the way when he goes back and he goes pretty
Fat ass.
with his
What
arms.
a waste of
It's just a
skin.
little pose he does.
You're so ugly, even your mama don't love you. Well, maybe he was right. Maybe I am nothing but a fat, disgusting piece of shit. But you know what? It doesn't matter if you're smart, dumb, ugly, pretty. They're all the same once you're dead. And the corpse can't laugh. From now on, if anyone makes fun of me, I'll kill him. Just like that.
And looks like all the chimes.
Yeah,
Where's
that's
You've gone nuts.
Where's that going all mental, isn't it? In the
knew
HD
it.
collection, it's wind
You
chimes.
James.
No, it's like subtlety.
I didn't mean anything.
Don't bother. I understand. You've been laughing at me all along, haven't you? Ever since we first met. I'll kill you, James.
For it.
What's that?
I mean, you might as well start using the first aid. You've got so many. Like, can you like sidestep his shots? Oh shit, Hill.
I wasn't even in the red that time. There you go. You have to fight him a second time when you go in the next room.
Okay.
You get some like supplies here and stuff. But the best thing I think to do in the next, you can't redo it in this room. But in the next room, he hides behind like these pieces of meat, which again is like the town almost like mocking him because they almost look like him. Because
they're like
because the things coming down, it's almost like his shorts. And when he stands behind them, you see his legs coming out of the bottom of them.
Oh.
Just because of the way you look, after you've been laughed at your whole friggin' life.
I mean, in some ways, it's like
Ran away after I killed the dog.
it's kind of like
You scared little.
in some ways
Yeah, I killed that.
the difference between James and these two is that, like, truthfully, you can see he is a good person. He's trying to help everyone. He's trying.
Yeah.
Whereas the other two kind of succumb to what they are.
Yeah.
Like, he just accepts that he's a piece
And
of
like,
crap murderer.
That's where he's saying it here, and he also says, you know, he says you need help, and he goes, "Don't get all holy on me." He's like, "Me and you are the same." But obviously, at this point, you don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. But it's like really by you like playing the game.
Yeah.
You kind of show that James isn't just what.
Yeah, like,
This town called you too. You and me are the same. We're not like other people. Don't you know that?
and I love the way he says, "Let's party."
Let's party.
Party.
But also, if he runs up to you, he punches you, which is like a lesser hit. So if you stay near him,
So you're
if you-
you're like better off just.
yeah, being right near him, just take the hits. I'll heal him in a second. But if you let him start shooting you with a revolver,
Does way more damage.
Yeah. so people, when I see him speed run, they proper stay on his tail and don't let him out their sight. Yeah.
He took a lot of shots, man. Like in real life, he'd just be
And also,
riddled.
and also, there's a cool thing here. He's like, I killed a human being.
Killed a human being.
And after like he realizes that he's killed someone, he then kind of goes like, Mary, and he's like, did you really die 3 years ago? And again, it's like, because he just killed someone, it's almost like he's kind of remembering what happened in a way.
Yeah, like feeling that like emotion brings it back.
Yeah,
Did you really die 3 years ago?
he's like starting to question it more and more. But yeah. And here we actually get some decent looking water, not the water like from the HD collection where it's like a zebra.
Let's see.
But the fog like hides the look of the water, which
Yeah.
because it's missing in HD collection. And this is the second time you use that blue gem and all the UFOs come down.
yeah,
And
it's
it's
so
like,
cool.
wee, 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 wee. Also, it's really cool. This light here. I never took any notice of it before, but when you get to the other side of the lake where the hotel is, it's actually just a little lamp that's on this board, but on the other side.
Okay, but you think it's like a lighthouse or something.
Yeah, but then when you actually look back, because I'll show you, when you look at the other side of it, it's like, oh, it's literally all it was that. Because when I first played this, I didn't know what I was doing. Because I got in the boat,
just rode around.
because it doesn't start you facing it.
Okay.
So I was just rowing backwards and just going on forever, and I was like, what am I actually supposed to do? And then I kind of turned the boat and I realised there was a white light, and I was like, oh, I'm supposed to follow that. But again, it doesn't give you much of a clue. Like, if you didn't see that light before you got in the boat, you'd be like, I don't know where I'm going. I always overdo it as well. Oh, one sec, I'll just go out the other way.
Yeah, I mean, like, look how much more atmospheric this is compared to the HD version.
Yeah.
It's like, you really feel the foreboding rather than just a black square.
It's like that Dudley Premonition shadow where it's just a square over the car driving the whole time.
So good.
And there's a really cool like theory that I'm quite into now about the hotel when you get there is the final state you see the hotel in, where it's all like fucked up and everything, and it's all water dripping and everything. Once he has watched the tape,
Yeah.
that's how it really is, because it's hinted that Angela burnt the hotel down. And there's some clues in some of the rooms that I'll find as we go through that I'll point out, like, that kind of back that up. And it's only because he's still in his like state of delusion here that when he sees the hotel, it looks perfectly normal, and he's like, it hasn't changed in 3 years. And then once he realises what's happened, he sees it's for how it really is, and it's like proper fucked up and like abandoned and that. But there's clues in some of the rooms that maybe Angela worked at the hotel, or she like set fire to it. And also, like, when you meet her in that staircase scene and it's on fire and
Oh,
stuff.
because like she's from Silent Hill.
Well, the thing is, he asks her a couple of times. He does say, why did they live here? And I think he says, did your mum live here? And she's like, how did you know that? So I'm guessing it's either her mum lived here, and either she lived with her dad, and she ran away from home after killing him to Silent Hill to find her mum, but she doesn't know where she is. So I think her mum is from Silent Hill, but she used to live with her dad, and that's probably why the abuse was going on, because it was just them. because it wasn't like a But look, this is quite cool, and I love
subtlety.
And I love I love the sound when he looks up, and like the angle of like the look at the hotel and like the noise it makes. It's like proper foreboding. It's like the Overlook or something.
Yeah, that's creepy. Okay, so but like again, so this is another thing. So he says 3 years.
Yeah.
So does that mean they were there 3 years ago?
Well, this is because in the letter she's like, "You never took me there again." So it must have been longer than 3 years, but maybe it's just because he's not the best source to trust mentally. And look, if I look back, you'll see the same light. That's what it was.
Ah,
It was literally just that lamp.
A tiny little lamp.
And also, like, you get some music boxes here that I think I said earlier in the early part that are representations of Eddie, Angela, and James. And once I've got all 3 of them, I'll explain why.
And we can see them in HD resolution. See all the detail.
And also, I love this. Right, you got the water, you got that like whooshing sound, you got the wind and everything. When you go in here, the lighting and how silent it is, it's like.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's just like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a normal. I mean, that looks like a realistic kind of. Or like if you stayed at like an old school hotel or something, like you can imagine that the creepiness.
So here we get a key called the fish key. Don't know what that means, but and there's a little.
It's the fish key.
Jump scare there. And James is like, "Oh, you."
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did.
You're here to find Mary, aren't you, James? Well, have you?
No. Is that why you're here too?
She's here, isn't she? If you know where she is, tell me. I'm tired of walking.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
What letter?
Wanna read it? But don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She was our nurse. I took it from her locker.
And this is where like it says about like how they met and everything. So, my dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give you after I'm gone. I'm far away now in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James, I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please give him a chance. It's true he may be a little surly sometimes, but he doesn't laugh much. Oh, and he doesn't laugh much. But underneath, he's really a sweet person. Laura, I love you like my very own daughter. If things had worked out differently, I was hoping to adopt you. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend forever, Mary.
Oh. Laura, how old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
So, Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. That's why I'm here. Maybe you'll get it if you see the other letter. The one, Mary. Huh? I must have dropped it.
Laura!
I gotta find it.
Laura!
Oh, here you get the abstract daddies start being in the hotel. Oh. And they're fucking horrible. Shit.
Oh, but they take way less.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, you can tell because like their arse goes down. It's quite funny. Yeah, because that version was like a boss version.
Yeah.
But the thing is, unless the arse goes down. There you go.
His little kick is so good.
And this is quite cool. This kind of reminds me of the Spencer mansion
Yeah.
with the stairs and all that. So this is like a music box puzzle. This is where we have to put all the things. I never play it before I've got all three because the tune does my head in because it's all out of tune.
So this is well like the Resident Evil 3 one I did yesterday.
That's what you were saying. You have to get all the things to make it play correctly. So yeah, look, Mr. Jameson and the videotape you forgot is being kept in the office on the first floor.
Oh.
And you get the key. The key to the room where Mary and I stayed.
It's cool, like how this ends. Like it's pretty satisfying. Like
Yeah. I'll go straight up. Actually, I'll just keep this out because there's only abstract dad until you go down in like the basement and stuff.
Yeah.
There's only like the abstract daddies and these corridors. That's so I'll keep this equipped.
Yeah, you might as well just.
Oh, and also, I don't know if it happens every time, right? But if you go up to the third floor straight away, there's a sound of a woman crying.
No.
I don't know.
Oh.
See?
Oh wow.
And it's like
that's Mary.
It's like Mary's voice, and it's like, oh shit, what was that? But it only does it once, so it's really cool. So it's like if you don't hear it straight away, you could be like, did I imagine that, or was that?
That's
It's
cool.
like really subtle. It's nice. It's like some storerooms you can get some goodies at.
Like this game does not skimp on the ammo, does it? It's
It's not even on easy. It's just on normal. And there's a beginner mode.
it's like
You get like 50 bullets every time. And you see what I mean? It doesn't use the items straight away. If you inspect it, it will just be like it's locked. You have to actually go into your inventory, so it's like becoming less and less helpful.
yeah, because and those must have been like a choice. They sat down and were like, okay, we like, or later on, here's how we want this to work.
Yeah. So here's pretty cool as well. This is where you get that Book of the Crimson Ceremony if you do the rebirth ending, and also you get a flashback with the Doctor once you've watched the tape. If you come back here and listen to like this thing, but also where is it? There's like a book. It says something like medical books, and it's a nice thing because it almost says like he tried to help. It goes, there's a book open on the top of the desk. It looks like a medical book. I've already read enough medical books. None of them ever did any good. So it's almost like supporting that he was and he did like try and help and stuff. He wasn't, an all-out horrible kind of person.
Well, I think maybe it could be seen as that James is sent to Silent Hill because of his own like judgment on himself.
Yeah.
Whereas like Angela and Eddie are kind of like, they did these heinous things and they may have had their reasons.
Yeah.
But I mean, do we know, did he kill his wife out of just him like murdering her, or was she complicit in this?
No. So you'll see, I reckon of all endings, just because of the way I've played it and stuff, I'll get the Leave ending. And there's a flashback scene of him and her at a bedside, and he's explaining why he did it. It's almost like they're talking about that he's already done it, but it's almost like her forgiving him and saying like, I know what you had to do, and he was like, I just didn't want to watch you suffer and stuff. So it was like it was like a mercy killing. It wasn't like fuck you. But look, this is quite cool. So employee elevator key. It was hinted at that Angela stayed in this room, right?
Yeah.
And she set fire to the hotel.
Okay.
Because of like, you see the curtains. It looks like, and this wall's like bust through and stuff. And there's like a suitcase, and like, I don't know if you can see, all the pictures are like the characters' pictures. Like Eddie
yeah.
So basically, essentially, this is where you find out the code for the suitcase. But you have to go get some thinner in the basement. But if you're persistent enough, you can actually sometimes work it out.
Or is he going to do it?
So, and I know what it's been the last couple of times. So let's see if we can do it.
Oh, look at you.
So Cinderella music box, right? So this is also a representation of Angela, but she's on the run because her music box is found in a suitcase. And also, like, so Little Mermaid, right, as stupid as it sounds, people think that's Eddie. Because
Okay.
in The Little Mermaid, she was like an outcast. And,
Yeah.
and Eddie feels an outcast because people always make fun of him and everything. Cinderella, right, is who fled at midnight, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see James's one.
No, hold on.
Okay.
There's more- there's more to it.
We're getting deep in with.
Right, this is about Angela killing
Yeah.
her dad and the body being found. Death was somewhere between 11 and 12:30
yeah,
midnight.
so like midnight, yeah.
Yeah.
So she fled at midnight.
That's what I mean. There's so many like little kind of things that are like, But yeah, it's hinted at that obviously the hotel that James is walking around right isn't looking like it was burnt down and abandoned like years ago or I don't know, recently or whatever. And when you finally kind of wake up from your like stupor, you see it for how it really is.
Well,
and you find Angela in one of the rooms and it's on fire.
And it, like, I suppose it signifies like how he views like Mary's death at the moment as like a thing that just happened and like there was nothing bad at all. It's like, so his memory of it is kind of pure and nice, like the hotel. And as soon as he comes to realization, it's like, actually.
Cool. So 1 minute. Oh yeah, we've still got plenty of time. This is pretty cool. It's proper jarring sound though.
Oh yeah. Oh, but the weight limit thing.
Yeah, and this is proper like a real test of faith and it's not even like you can do them all at once. It's like you have to do every item, and it's like, it's quite funny because you might try and keep the light, and it won't even let you take that. So you have to do it all in the dark. You can't check the map because it's like it's too dark to read. Proper
everything, or kind of even your health.
Yeah.
Oh, brutal.
And again, it's like a proper like test of faith to be like, geez, I'm gonna like, I don't know what's down here.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of do that with like, what's the thing with Resident Evil 7 where you do that birthday videotape and Lucas is like, you have to put all your items in this box before I'll let you in this room to that puzzle.
And like Code Veronica has these little metal detectors you have to put everything into as well,
Right.
or the alarm goes off.
And here we go.
Videotape.
You know what I was saying about the videotape? I get it. That's why when I bought that VHS, the guy was like, "What colour do you want?" I was like, "I just have black." And he even said, I said because of that, he said, "If you want, I can even make it just that. I can I can make it like just look that." And he also said, "I can make it so it's just the scene of Mary." And that's it. So it's not even like the whole. It's like just that one cutscene. Because apparently, he did say that when he initially set out to make this like custom VHS, it was just going to be Mary's scene.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
To be like and like just to be a proper like just be like accurate to the game. But then he was like, I'll take it a bit further and I'll do the entire game.
I mean, like, it makes it a bit more worth the purchase, I suppose, if it's got like a bit more. But like, did you get the plain label like that?
No. So what he and look, this is like. Oh, and also when I done one of my runs recently, I didn't take a single bit of damage up until this bit, and one of these just caught me as I was trying to get past them.
Oh, this is like no hit.
I would have had like no hits the whole game.
Oh, that's bullshit. Okay, so like, you do get stuff down here.
Yeah, so you get health trip. So you get a bar key here. Again, it feels like padding, but there's like a puzzle you have to do where it's like there's one here as well.
But they put like the easiest enemies here, the ones that do like the least amount of damage.
So this is quite cool. Like basically in the bar outside, if you go to see, there's like this can here.
Oh, and use the opener on it.
Yeah, use the opener on it, right? And you get a light bulb in there. And then you use the light bulb to like see what you're doing with the key, because if you don't get the can opener in the office first, say you went down to the basement first, you'd come out here, get the bar key, and he'd be like, I can't see the keyhole.
Oh.
So you need to get the tin opener first. Oh. And he's like, "Yeah, I can see where I'm putting the key now."
I mean, that's kind of cool.
But again, it just seems like a... And this is where you get thinner. So I won't pick it up because I don't need it, but that's what you use to remove the scratches on that
so
picture.
you can get the other music box.
Yeah, but sometimes if you... And this is the one that hit me. I had no damage up till this point in the game, and it just caught me like that. And I was like, "You fucking..."
Like, or like if you'd just been like...
Oh, one sec.
Quarter of a second later, you would have dodged it because like the animation plays. Yeah.
There's one room that I have missed that I need something in. There's the third music box is down here, but I skipped over it. Getting too ahead of myself. There is a room. I think it's
getting
like,
too excited because like, it's near the end. He knows it's like.
I think it might be on the first floor rather than the basement. Oh. It's fine. I've got like 20 in my inventory when I get back upstairs.
Those hits like do add up, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's on the first. I think it's on this level. I think I skipped past a room. There's like a storeroom and it's on the shelf. I think I just went straight past it. It's like one of... Oh no, it's not. These are the toilets. Oh, again, there's on the making of the Silent Hill 3 documentary, there's a little bit where they say, why do the second game start in a bathroom, and why does the third game also start where you go in a bathroom? And they were saying that there's like a Japanese horror story that's taught to kids when they're younger, and because obviously in Japan I think the toilets are largely just where they're like just holes in the ground.
Yeah.
Apparently there's something to do with like something that's down there, like children fall in or get pulled in.
Ooh.
And there's like bodies down there and stuff. And it's just like there's something to do with toilets in Japan being a symbol of like horror in a way.
But that's actually a good thing to like bring up, like this being like a Japanese like game.
Yeah.
And how in Japan a lot of their like folklore and a lot of their like kind of old like tales all are about like emotions like manifesting or take like the Grudge or like that's all about how a place can become like infected by like the terrible things that happen there.
And that's what I was saying yesterday about like, from what I understand, a lot of the a lot of like Japanese kind of horror things are based largely on like breaking down the characters or protagonist psyche.
Yeah.
In a way. So we've got Little Mermaid, which is Eddie, we've got Cinderella, which is Angela, and then Snow White is, I think, I can't remember if Snow White is supposed to be Maria. I think it's something to do with like, what's the story? It's like she goes to sleep.
Oh, she eats apple. So she runs away from her stepmom.
Yeah, and it's there is definitely a connection. But I've got all three now, so I can go do the puzzle and get the key, and then we're out of it.
And then she eats like the poisoned apple, and it's only the prince. Oh, okay, so it could be or Maria.
Yeah.
Because that would make sense. Because like James is like her prince in a way.
Yeah. Well, so here we go. So like, there's a record seat of the princess who fled at midnight.
Oh, okay.
So
that's even.
Yeah, because on easy you can just put them in any order; it doesn't matter. But on like normal and hard, you have to like read the little inscription.
And on hard.
Oh, princess who awoke from death. So that's like that. Maybe that's Mary. Oh no, it's Maria because Maria is an incarnation of his dead wife. So it's almost like she's come back as how he wanted her.
Or like, and she's died like twice so far, and she's come back.
Yeah. And then the Little Mermaid's the last one. But yeah, if you play it before you get all three, it's really out of tune and annoying, and it just constantly keeps going. So
yeah, it's the same with the Resi one I was doing yesterday. It was like.
And this is where we get the hotel stairway key to go upstairs and watch the videotape.
Sick. So we were right at the end.
Yeah.
We're like the last push.
and it's like proper ominous, this music. It's like nice as it sounds, it's proper like, and it just keeps playing the whole thing when you're in this room.
Oh, really? So now it's... Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It stops when you get through here. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Oh, no, it does.
It fades.
Yeah.
Extremely tasteful.
And just before we go in this room here, that's the room. This observation room is where you use the dog key if you get the dog ending.
Okay. I thought you were right next to it. Okay.
Yeah.
But, that's
And
kinda
also,
cool.
what's pretty cool as well, what I think anyway, is this room is so much more lit up, right? And the curtains are open. Every other room, the curtains are drawn or it's dark, and it's almost can be seen that because this is the room where the truth of everything comes to light.
Oh, look.
This is how
It's like
it's
the light of illumination.
Yeah.
Like
And
it's
look,
finally...
that's like one of those pads I was saying about that's like in the first game when you go to like the cafe and all that. And yeah, this is where you use the UFO if you wanted to get that ending. And in the HD collection, right, I don't know if you've seen it, but when the cutscene plays of Mary, someone put an overlay of that and it blocks like half the screen.
Of course.
And it's just terrible. So look, and also, remember we got the letter from Mary. If I look at it after we watch this videotape, it's a blank bit of paper. Oh, I wish I still had a VCR. So this, right,
again?
in the HD collection,
Come on.
that
Like
whole
a
thing,
TV,
it's
like-
you see about that much of it.
I don't know why, but I just love it here.
Which is sacrilege, because
So peaceful.
like how amazing these
You know what I
FMVs looked
heard?
at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Please promise you'll take me again, James.
Yeah, that's like her clothes from that mannequin and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And like here, it's like a bit out of focus and that. So imagine like only 30% of the screen being on show.
Yeah,
and
like,
trying
you
to
can
make
just see
out.
like her body there, not her head.
And like, it gives like a little kiss first and that. And it's done very tastefully. Like, as much like death and like evil stuff there is in these games, when it comes to people dying, it's never really directly shown. It's either bodies whose faces are obscured,
Yeah.
or it's never really directly on camera.
Mm.
It's always quite. It's more like you come across these things, and then they let your mind do the wandering and like fill in the blanks.
Yeah. Which is
It's-
a much better way
yeah.
of doing it.
It's not like, but again, in the later games, in the Western one, when you said they turn into like Saw and stuff,
Yeah.
it's almost like, yeah, look at these people that have been torn in half and all
It's
that.
like,
And it's like so much less.
I mean, it can work.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's not, but for this, where subtlety is it's like it's one of its like strongest things. We were to just have, like see like I'm like smothering her for like 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and her legs flailing.
I like the carpet and like
Oh,
the.
little,
It
like-
reminds me of either The Shine or Twin Peaks. Yeah. The Great Northern and that. And also, when I was watching Laura at this, someone says here, there's like a famous thing about 5
So there
stages
you are,
of
James.
grief.
Did you
Yeah.
get the letter? Did
And
you find Mary?
Laura
If not, let's get
does
going.
all of them now.
Okay.
And it's something like refusal, anger, acceptance, sadness. I don't know, but she does every step of it here in like one
Mary's gone.
thing.
She's dead.
I probably should have looked it up in advance. But
Yeah. let's see.
Liar, that's a lie.
Okay, so
No.
well, it's like,
That's
yeah,
not true.
not accepting it.
She died because she was sick.
Maybe that's like sadness.
No. I killed her.
And I think there's like anger.
You killer! Why'd you do it? I hate you. I want her back. Give her back to me. I knew it. You didn't care about her. I hate you, James. I hate you.
then I think it's like something else or acceptance. Oh, maybe this is
She
sadness
was
now.
always waiting for you.
And then there's like
Why?
acceptance or whatever.
Why?
But no, I thought it was quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, in the HD one, it's like a 30-year-old woman going, "You killer! You
Oh.
didn't!" And it's like, and it's all got this really weird echo on everything.
So,
It's like, it proper upsets me. It's like, it's more upsetting than this.
the Mary you know isn't here.
That armchair looks like proper comfortable as well. And also, here it's like, because James almost doesn't want to accept it. He kind of has, but you start hearing Mary's voice come from the radio again, and it's almost like
Sorry.
he's almost going straight back to his old ways. And it's kind of like, oh, that's not, you know.
Well, the fuzz on that screen looks proper HD.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It just like.
yeah, it looks really good.
I don't know why that, like, on kind of out of anything.
Yeah, and it's almost like he's gone straight back into denial here, and he's like, but then he has to kind of really face up to it. It's
I
like
mean,
it's like
or
it
is-
is.
That
Or
voice.
like, is this hinting that he's expected to take his own life?
Well,
As in, like, come to me, come be with me.
well, a lot of people see the in water ending as the canon ending, which is the one where he kills himself.
Okay.
Because they think that he deserves it. But I always tend to get the leave ending, not intentionally,
Yeah,
but
it's
I just
just-
always end up getting it. But he leaves with Laura,
Yeah.
and in a cutscene, she almost forgives him, and he goes off with Laura, and it's almost like a nice ending,
Yeah.
because it's almost then like, oh, he got some kind of his chance to go on and give it back to Laura. So, and I love the music here.
Yeah.
It's called Black Fairy, right? And as you can see, like the state of the hotel, this is actually what it is.
Yeah.
But now he knows, he can fully see it. And the water dripping, people assume that it's because
Or they put the fire out. or
they've just
something,
put they've just put the fire out. Because when we go down to the basement, there's like police tape and like fire tape saying like fire brigade, stay back, keep out. And the more and more you go through it, the more and more dank and like dingy they all become. And also, right, I just know what room it is, so I can go straight there. But if you go in any of these doors, right, it transports you to like, you'll go in like this door,
like.
and it'll bring you out on like a different floor, and it's like a.
Or like in the first game when you go to that area where it's just like.
Yeah, so I think you need
Oh
to go.
yeah, and same in the school in the first game.
Yeah. So you need to go in, I think, room 202, right? And it brings us out over here.
Okay.
And then we need to go to the elevator.
Okay.
But look how like fucked up the environments have become.
Looks really good.
And that's what I mean, but people saying like it looks like this has been on fire.
Yeah.
And that's what like the water dripping is, because it's like it's just been extinguished. Or maybe it was recently, not like just happened, but it's like it happened recently.
I mean, could it be that these people aren't physically going to Silent Hill, and Silent Hill is just like a kind of like a manifestation of something in your mind? That
Well,
this is.
some people say that, but there's a lot of like things I've watched that suggest that it's a real place, and because the spiritual power is what kind of manifests your. It's only upon going there that these things.
But it's like
come to life.
Who would have put the fire out, and who would have put the police tape there? If the town is abandoned and this.
Oh no, that's a good point. Yeah.
Like what I'm saying is like what these people have seen as so like he did go to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
And it was a place, and there were people,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was fine, but because of the ritual and all of the other stuff,
Yeah.
they're basically a manifestation of Silent Hill, which
Oh, yeah,
isn't
possibly.
like the physical place.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
I see what you mean.
kind of going back to like the White Lodge and the Black Lodge
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing.
No, that could
Is
be
like
it, yeah.
basically this Silent Hill is like
Oh yeah, and look here, like again, this also hints that Angela's the one who started the fire. And also, you see the thing she's looking at, there's one either side of her, and people think that's the dead body of her father and brother because she's killed them. And also, if you look, there's like blood on like where the genital area is, which maybe is also like something to do with like what they did to her.
Left. Maybe then I can rest.
Yeah, and look, she's saying you're the only one left to her mum, like thinking that maybe she kills them all, that she'll be free of what she's going through.
You're not my mama.
And then she's also like,
It's you.
you see it too. She's like, this. It's always like this for me. So which also leans into the fact that they all see it slightly
Angela,
differently
no.
to each other.
Yeah.
And in the behind the scenes videos, if you watch, they have like a full stage setup with like stairs, and they're acting it out, and they're kind of like mocap, and they're all like standing apart from each other and that. And
But I wish you hadn't.
Because I think it's only like the movie
Even
like
Mama said it.
like muddles this, because everyone has this image.
deserved
I like
what
because it
happened.
or
No,
introduced
Angela,
that idea of
it's
like
Oh,
the
it's
coal
another-
set fire and no one goes to
Oh,
Silent
yeah, yeah.
Hill because, like, you know, of course, trying to like.
well,
No.
Homecoming actually
Don't
copies
pee me.
that right up to the point where there's cracks, steaming holes in
not
the floor
worth it.
from a coal fire underground.
Oh,
So it like proper takes influence from the film.
yeah.
And also the film set up the idea
You think you
that
can
it's a
save
completely
me?
separate dimension.
Will you love
Because
me?
in the film there's bits where like
Take
Sean
care
Bean
of
will like
me?
his wife will pass
Heal
him
all
Yeah, yeah.
and he's like,
my
I
pain?
smelled her perfume, she's it, and it's like normal daytime version, and she's in like the nightmare one, and it's like two realities.
And that's, I mean, that's what I think. Like, if anything,
That's
that's
what
what
I
I think
thought.
the movie got right. Is I
Yeah.
think there is still a normal function in Silent Hill where like people live there, but
James.
there is a kind of another
Give me
manifestation,
Yeah, yeah.
which again is caused by the ritual and the other guy and
And the
all
spiritual
this.
power and like, yeah.
I won't.
But yeah, and like, this is like
Saving
cool
it
as
for
well.
yourself?
And he's like, I'd never kill myself or whatever.
And that
No.
manifestation
I'd never kill
is a
myself.
glimpse of what that god will bring to Earth.
Mm. Yeah, no, that's,
Like,
that's
it's
a good,
only affecting that town.
No, that's a good way of, and again, with being quite ambiguous and open-ended, you can kind of think whatever makes the most sense to you.
Yeah.
Can also be like, oh, that is how I kind of see it, and other people might be like, oh no, it's
Well,
this.
because there'll be something that
It's hard as hell,
completely
indeed.
like contradicts what I'm saying there. Like
Yeah.
there will be a
You see it
note
too.
or a line in one of the games
Yeah.
that contradicts that.
Well, the way in
For
the
me,
first game, right?
it's
One
Always like this.
there's one really good. Again, I've spoken about it a lot of times, but there's the real Silent Hill experience, and there's one piece of evidence that they keep going back to, which is like notes from the creators and stuff that all say that the games take place in the real world. It's not a separate reality. It's the spiritual power of the town that manifests the creatures, the way the buildings are, where they are, what's happening to them in real life. It's tied to the thoughts of either, you know, Alessa's mind or James's mind, but it does happen in the real world. It's not a separate. But there's grey areas. But there's some interesting bit. But there is one thing that Harry says in the first game where he says this town, he says it's being invaded by the other world, and he goes, a world of someone's nightmarish delusions come to life. But he means it in the way that it's someone's nightmare projected onto reality in the real world, making it seem like another place.
Yeah.
But people take the fact he said other world, that there's definitely two dimensions. But again, you can think all sorts of things. But look, about the fire thing,
Yeah.
people say, like, see this room here? This is the employee lounge. Right?
Okay.
And it's hinted that maybe Angela started the fire because the way the doors bust out and how fucked up it is down here in comparison
Yeah,
to the
like
rest
it
of the place.
started here.
And look,
yeah.
fire department,
Oh, yeah, I
don't
mean,
cross
that's-
line. Oh, and we get like the closers again here.
Oh, and the fact that so like that as she walks up the stairs into the fire.
Yeah, and look, this is cool as well. This is that room with the 9 save points. It's such like a cool image. Yeah, I will definitely say that. But I'll still keep. I've still got about 5 minutes.
Or we can probably end it in one.
Yeah, I'll carry it. If it goes over, it goes over. It's fine. We'll end it in one. I should have equipped the weapon straight away, but it's cool. It's not too hard, this fight, because it's in a big open space. And I love this. Oh, in the HD collection, right? When she's upside down here, when it does a close-up of her teeth are in one of her eye sockets. It's not even an actual eye.
Oh,
it's like all missing textures and like mixed up stuff. And the way he's like screams here, is so good. He does this like proper. So good, that scream. This shot here, one of her eyes is teeth in the HD collection. And also this is like where people say that he finally understands what Pyramid Head is to him, and it's almost like a manifestation of his like desire for punishment. And it's like he, because he says like, that's why I needed you to remind me. And he says, but now I know the truth. I don't need you anymore.
Someone to punish me for my sins. But that's all over now. I know the truth.
And that's why he's able to deal with them.
Yeah, and also people say that obviously because Pyramid Head pops up in all sorts of different titles throughout the game. Oh, here we go. Look, not Laura's Letter. Where is it?
Was it on the back of the?
No, it's definitely a letter from it. Maybe it just disappears once you've seen the thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. But there is one, and it is just a blank bit of paper. But what I'll do, I'll equip the rifle. The rifle does the most damage, but it's like the slowest. But what I was going to say is as well, Pyramid Head's recycled a lot in all the entries. He's in like Homecoming, he's in the film, he's in also, and people are like, oh, it's because he just belongs to the town. You know, he can pop up wherever he wants. It's you know, he just belongs there. But he's really, really specifically just to do with James, because Eddie never sees it, Angela never sees it, and also here, when he defeats them, you don't even finish them off. They kill themselves.
Oh.
Because he doesn't need them and he's done with them. They don't need to exist anymore, almost.
Yeah.
Because if you see them as they just punish everyone in Silent Hill, they'd go off and kill Angela, or they'd go and torture someone else, but they don't. Once James is finished with them, they kill themselves.
Yeah, it's like the only
they're
two
like rendered
people
useless
that all can interact with them are him and Maria.
Yeah. But maybe I should just get the shotgun out.
But it's weird that he's able to see Angela's like tormentor in a sense, you know?
Yeah, yeah. But it's strange. There's a lot you can like kind of, you know, read into it. But
I mean, some will just be that they didn't think. You know what I mean? It's like, but there isn't some hidden meaning behind it. It's just that's like, like it was just a gameplay choice. But we needed the boss here, and that made sense.
Might have to get the shotgun out because I can get like 2 or 3 shots in.
Or just handgun them. Just like bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're proper mobile with that. And like, and they must be nearly dead.
Yeah, and I've got like nearly 200 bullets.
Yeah. That feels a bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it's a bit better.
The music's nice here.
Yeah.
You might need to reload in a sec.
Yeah, I think you just did it.
Well, they take quite a lot of damage, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, essentially, apart from Mary or Maria or whatever, they're the final boss almost. And there's like one mechanic I never use in this, which is the strafe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck. Whoa!
It's alright, I got ampoules.
Ample ampoules. Oh. come on.
Yeah, I might let's get the shotgun out. One sec. And I'll heal as well. Alright.
Reload, yeah. I mean, they have to nearly be dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're down.
Right. Shit. Shit, I don't get much time, so. It's like you want to get greedy and like try and do a
it's
few
like a Dark
shots.
Souls boss. Like, less is more.
Yeah. Yeah. Fun.
So I mean, like, okay, so this is a perfect example where like this game isn't that strong. Like, whereas like this isn't hard.
Yeah.
It's just like you're just making it like go on for fucking ages.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like death by 1,000 cuts. It's like
Oh
there
yeah.
you go. It's like death by like attrition.
Yeah.
Oh.
And look, you get two. They hold in like rust-coloured egg
Yeah.
and scarlet egg, and people. It makes no difference what door you put it in. It's just completely random. But people,
Okay.
but people saying again, it's like Mary and Maria. Maria's like the new sexy model, and Mary's like the old kind of.
Rusty,
Yeah.
broken.
But again, they both lead to the same thing, and I don't think it has any bearing on like what happens. You literally can just
Okay.
again hitboxes are proper like you have to be dead on.
The fact it's like a quail's egg as well, that's like proper like particular. Quickly, what do like quails signify in Czechoslovakian folklore?
And also like here, there's a face in this door.
yeah, that is
that's
that
like
is
I
freaky.
think that's supposed to be like James's face or something like that. But again, it's just a little Easter egg. And again, you get like a little flashback message from Mary here when she's like in hospital and stuff.
Mary?
What do you want, James?
I brought you some flowers.
Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already.
You see, she was a dick.
What are you
as well.
saying?
Well, yeah, and yeah.
I'm disgusted. I don't deserve flowers. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. What are you looking at? Get the hell out of here! Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. Maybe today. Maybe tomorrow. It'd be easier if they'd just kill me. But I guess the hospital is making a nice profit off me. They want to keep me alive. Are you still here? I told you to go. You deaf?
What was that?
Come back,
What?
James. Wait. Please don't go. Stay with me. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please, James. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not going to die. Help me.
In some ways, it's like he killed off that version of her as well, like
Yeah.
this needy,
Yeah.
angry.
So, I was going to say as well, one thing, right? Proper goes awkwardly upstairs, we try and run, right? I saw someone do a speed run, right? Look how quick he goes if you strafe up the stairs. So when speedrunners do it, they just do this.
Yeah, just strafe around. When you know, but you know.
And also, this is quite cool. When he like finally faces up to her here, the stairs like disappear. They like drop away. There's no going back now.
No. You're in it, that's it.
Yeah. And I think we'll get the lead ending from
Yeah.
how this is. Yeah.
Mary?
When will you ever stop making that mistake? Mary's dead. You killed her.
Maria, it's you. But I don't need you anymore.
What? You must be joking. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever.
Yeah, we certainly haven't got the Maria ending.
And I'll never make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different than Mary. How can you throw me away?
I understand now. It's time to end this nightmare.
No! I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James.
And she like spits these like moth things out at you.
Ah, so they mentioned that the moths.
Yeah. So like,
Oh, she's a little tentacle. She's like Nemesis.
she's not actually too hot. As a final boss, she's actually pretty simple. Oh, actually, I might get a rifle out for this one because I can get some distance.
Yeah. Alright, so you get 4 shots and then you need to reload.
Yeah. But the annoying thing is these things like proper get in the way. Because they like do that to you and it's like...
But they don't actually hurt you, do they? But they're just
I think they
annoying.
do a little bit, but I think it's to stop you like getting as many shots in. It's almost like just an annoyance.
And then you're going to have to reload after
yeah.
this one. Yeah. Getting greedy.
That's the thing, yeah.
Shit.
I'll use an amp.
But yeah, you got health
Shit.
to spare. Bloody moths.
I see what I'm doing.
Well, maybe now? Can we get a second in? Yeah. Oh.
It's just when she shoots those things at you, it's just an annoyance, just gets in the way. But she doesn't take too many hits. I'm sure she'll be dead in a second.
Oh, maybe 2 more? Oh, she's coming. Right. There you go.
There we go. One of my favourite ways to finish her off is if I get Pyramid Head's knife in the labyrinth.
Oh, yeah.
You proper do a massive fucking over swing on it.
Oh, and then that's like on the
And they make
Mary
you...
on her deathbed.
Yeah, and they like make you kill her again.
Oh, that's kind of deep.
Yeah, and this is the scene where it kind of explains a bit more of their relationship, like of why he did it or what she feels about it and stuff.
Mary?
James.
I think you'd get her a
Forgive
pillow.
Yeah. Well, like he's got to like smother her with that.
I told you that
Keeping
I
that
wanted to die,
aside.
James.
Okay, so yeah, here you go. So she did say you should
Pain to end.
That's why I did it, honey. I just couldn't watch you suffer. No. That's not true. You also said you didn't want to die. The truth is, I hated you. I wanted you out of the way. I wanted my life back.
James, if that were true, then why do you look so sad?
Mary?
James. Please,
That's like proper out of sync.
something for me.
Oh.
Yeah, look, she kind of gives him his like thing to go on
Go
now.
on with your life.
Yeah, so this is the leave ending. So this is where you see him leave with Laura,
In
and
my
it's almost like
restless
hinted at they
dreams,
just go off to live their
I
life
see
together
that
or whatever.
town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did.
And also, just to quickly touch on it, the endings,
Well,
the main like 4 ones you
I'm
get.
alone
Yeah.
there now,
In water, which is where you
In our
end up killing
special
yourself.
place.
You like driving to the lake.
waiting for you.
Maria is where you leave with Maria.
Waiting for you to
There's
come to
Leave,
see
which
me,
is this one, and then I think,
but you never do.
oh, maybe there's 3 main endings, but there's
Yeah.
definitely
And so
a
I
4th
wait,
one. I think it's the Rebirth.
wrapped
That's
in
like
my
a special
cocoon of
one. That's where you
pain,
try and bring Mary
loneliness.
back to life. Then there's like the dog and the UFO.
I know I've done a terrible thing to you.
But a lot of people were kind of
Something you'll never forgive me for.
mixed on whether this or
I
the
wish I
In
could
Water should be the
change that.
canon ending. Because some people are like, he deserves to die,
But I
so
can't.
killing himself is suitable.
I mean, I like the idea of him
Pathetic and
like
ugly
I mean,
lying
so
here.
my
Yeah,
thing is like I like the idea
Waiting for
like,
you.
but the idea of him like killing himself because I like the
Every day I
idea
stare
that
up
all
at
this
the
is just in
cracks
his
the
head.
ceiling.
This whole
Yeah, yeah.
thing you
All
go
I can
through
think about
is just
is how
his
unfair
like
it all is.
his like conscious,
Mm.
and
The
then
doctor came today.
he just decides to kill himself.
He told
Yeah,
me
yeah.
I could go
No,
home
no,
for
no.
a short stay.
They do hold up weight, and I think a lot
It's
of
not that I'm getting better.
people that were involved in the game
It's
are
just
like, we like
This
the In
may
Water
be my
ending and
last
stuff.
chance.
But I think you have to play a very certain
I
way
think
to
you
get
know
it. You
what
have to
I mean.
either be really like you have to proper like
Go around with
Even
no
so-
health.
yeah,
like,
to go
so
around with no help. You have to like
I'm
read
glad to be
all the
coming home.
notes.
yeah, and you have to like
I've missed you
you
terribly.
have to skip over that hallway scene where
Mm.
she's talking to you.
I'm afraid,
You have to
James.
inspect Angela's knife like a few times.
I'm
Yeah.
afraid
And it's
you
just
don't
like,
really
yeah.
want me to come home. Whenever you come see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or
And on the HD one, it's
maybe
letterbox,
I
and this is going in
just-
front of it.
That's so good. It's like it's just fucking hell.
sorry about
And also, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn's
when I first learned
reading
that I
of
was
this is out of sync, so
going
she's
to
like saying stuff that isn't on
die.
the screen yet and stuff, and it's
I
proper
just
breathy.
didn't want
It's
to
like,
accept it.
I swear,
I was
do you
so
want to
angry
understand?
all the time. And I struck out at everyone I loved most.
But here it sounds like she's
Especially
really
you,
actually,
James.
you know, generally upset and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's no emotion in the HD reading of it.
That's why
It's just
I
like,
understand if you do hate me.
oh yeah, I understand if you do hate me. But I just
want
want
you
you
to
to
know this,
know.
James.
It's like just all like sexual and that.
I'll always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. We had some wonderful years together. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye.
My wireless
told the
headphones
nurse
are
to
going,
give this to you.
and it's like completely killing the mood.
Oh no.
That's just
That
funny.
means that as you read this, I'm already dead. I can't tell you to remember me, but I can't bear for you.
I thought she just said that she was saying goodbye, and it was like,
These last few years since I became ill, I am so sorry for what I did to you, did to us. You've given me so much, and I haven't been able to return a single thing. That's why I want you to live for yourself now. Do what's best for you, James. James, you made me happy.
And in the HD one, she goes, oh, James. She goes,
Oh, you made me happy. But what's nice, whoever did like the audio for that bit, like where they've compressed it, they've actually but they've left in like the
like the
noises of her
breaths
lips
and
and
stuff,
stuff.
and they've like let all the breaths in between and stuff. Yeah, and it's quite cute. And then like Laura and James go off there and that. And I think there's something to do with like the credit music you get. I don't know what affects it, but it changes depending on what ending you get.
But then again, like they're like walking off into the fog. Ooh.
Yeah. But it's all, it's hinted that they're leaving town because obviously the graveyard is at the start. And so he's like going back to his car now and everything. So it's like
it did not show him leave in his car and go to another town. So
yeah, and then we'll see what rank we got and everything.
Better be S. Oh no, but this is like score, isn't it? It's like it's like 5 out of 10. Or...
Yeah. Tsubiyama. Okay. But yeah, I'll skip this. But yeah, Masaru is sick.
No skipping it.
Oh, you definitely can. Sure you can. Hiroyuki Iwaku, that's who does a lot of this like script for it all and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, I've never seen this ending screen. Oh, maybe it's like their own one they've added.
Yeah,
they've done their own. Oh, that's sick. That's really good.
Well, they deserve it.
Yeah.
I'll show you this one.
Yeah.
Look how many people are involved. Wow. I mean, like, they really, like, have outdone themselves.
Oh, so I think that's the enhanced one at the top, and this is just the original. Yeah.
I mean, if only like companies now would start to treat their like history with as much like
Alan Partridge.
Hey! I mean, we just need to like I don't know.
Start a petition, like
start to bombard like especially like Konami and like and like Capcom to start actually like like taking care of their history, especially when it's games that mean so much to people.
Yeah, and especially with like you were saying yesterday about the closure of the PlayStation Store stuff. It's like there's going to be no reservation of anything.
No,
unless you've still got like your original games and consoles.
Well, and then you force people into like piracy.
Yeah.
I mean, once those like PlayStation Store versions are gone, your choice is either own like a like PS3 that already has it, own a PlayStation 1 where to make it look anywhere half like decent, like you need to buy like a FrameMeister or something that costs like 300 quid to upscale it, or illegally like get hold of the like PC version.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah, so
that's not too bad.
Yeah, 1 of 4, save 6, 2 hours 53. That's not too bad. Walking to items 109. Enemy rushing. Yeah. 1 minute 45. The boat. Max speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it, for a normal run?
Cool. And then we'll save the clear data, and that'll be the final part of this Let's Play. It's been really good fun seeing it all the way through to the end, and I hope you've enjoyed. Please leave a like if you did enjoy, and consider subscribing to the channel if you'd like to see more. And I guess we'll see you soon for another video soon.
See ya.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.